this scandal is far from done, so stay tuned for a plot twist. Before we get into the actual drama, let's take a brief look back because, believe me, the history between Rasheeda and Yandy is crucial to the world watched as they walked the red carpet together, shared countless photos of their luxurious lives, and provided us all proof that these two were nearly inseparable, if I'm being honest. Huge friendship aspirations, they were the most dynamic pair on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, solidifying their position as the show's indisputable queens. However, as with many fairy tales, there had to be a dark side to this one. It all began when, don't get me wrong, we all noticed the faint tension behind the smiles and the unsaid comments in interviews. But no one noticed the two seemingly flawless, best friends' perfectly manicured facade start to exhibit signs of weakness, and nobody anticipated what transpired next. It seemed as though the world had decided to add some real-life treachery to liven things up a little. So, how did things go from being best friends for eternity to a tumultuous confrontation that had it all boiled down to power jealousy and an insatiable want for limelight, even if everyone was talking nicely? Moreover, reality TV lives on drama. The more spectacular the show, the higher the ratings. However, this wasn't your normal stage TV drama. Oh no, this was personal. Throughout their careers, Rasheeda and Yandy had faced many challenges together, including public feuds with other celebrities and many highs and lows. However, at some point, one of them made the decision that following the rules was so last season. Who initiated the conflict first? Was it Yandy, who was fed up with always playing second fiddle to Rasheeda's more established character? Or was it Rasheeda, who felt overshadowed by Yandy's burgeoning star? Let's face it, we've all witnessed that one individual who feels entitled to more in their profession. They become irate and begin to scheme behind the scenes. And before you know it, you have the makings of a complete betrayal. Rumors began to circulate that Yandy was spotted with individuals who didn't fit in with Rasheeda's social circle, and her admirers began to notice strange changes in her demeanor. Not to mention the business side of things. In the entertainment industry, alliances are always changing, and friendships can occasionally take a back seat when there is a lot of money at stake. Is it possible that Yandy's goals were surpassing her friendship? Could it be that after building her empire, Rasheeda was unwilling to share the limelight? Then we get at the crucial time that altered everything. The hidden scheme. Yes, you read correctly. According to some, we can't say for sure whether Yandy was out there doing the most, or whether this was just a typical example of miscommunication. But according to unnamed people close to the incident, Yandy was supposedly involved in a scheme that Rasheeda never saw coming. Rasheeda was definitely not having it. There are rumors that Yandy made behind-the-scenes actions that impacted Rasheeda's career, and if we know anything about her, we know that she won't tolerate it if you mess with her. Her hustle, you're tampering with her legacy, and that's precisely what it seemed Yandy did. According to leaked reports, Yandy was spotted conversing with individuals who were disparaging Rasheeda's business endeavors. At this point, we can't verify these reports, but the rumors alone were enough to draw attention. However, you want to know what truly fueled the flames? The fans. People love to speculate when there isn't any concrete evidence of treachery, and they did just that. Fans began making connections and piecing things together, and all of a sudden, the internet was ablaze. Was Yandy attempting to harm Rasheeda, planning to take over her friend's career, or was it simply a matter of misinterpretation? Intentions or not, the relationship would never be the same after the seeds of mistrust were sown. If you think that was the worst part, wait, things are going to become a lot worse. Let's fast forward to the showdown. which we all knew was imminent and would go down in reality TV history forever. The actual drama began at a cast dinner, but this wasn't just your other dinner. When everyone was, as they sat there with the rest of the group, the conversation swiftly shifted from polite to heated, and Rasheeda was obviously tired of the continuous banter. Oh no, this was Rasheeda versus Yandy, and the tension was evident. "How long have you been plotting behind my back?" Drama purportedly asked Yandy when she finally faced him face to face. The air was heavy with anger, and let's be clear, Rasheeda doesn't. The whole room became hushed as everyone waited to see how Yandy would respond. Yandy, the queen of maintaining to give in to Rasheeda's pressure. In true Yandy flair, she responded, "You're not as innocent as you think. You've got your own skeletons in the closet." Then, suddenly, the gloves were off. Chairs clattered to the ground, voices grew louder, and just when you thought the drama would end, Rasheeda shoved Yandy. What happened next, you guessed it, was a full-on fight. Wigs flying, punches being thrown, and the entire meal getting out of control. Security had to intervene quickly to stop the chaos, but it was too late. The damage had already been done. Rasheeda's mic was half tilted, and Yandy's wig was. To say that this was the most dramatic moment in Atlanta's history of love and hip-hop would be an understatement. Doyo was flying across the room, and everyone was watching. It was crazy, the kind of moment that made you want to shout screaming. This is actual reality TV on your screen. The drama didn't stop there. Although the fight seemed shocking at the time, it was only the start of the aftermath. Naturally, the fans had their own opinions. And by opinions, I mean that they went crazy on social media, with people taking sides. Twitter erupted with hashtags like Tonchas Team Rashed and Tammy Andy. While some fans were devastated that their favorite dynamic duo had broken up, others were just enjoying the mayhem. The scandal was all over the internet. The media had a field day, with headlines screaming that Rasheeda and Yandy's friendship was broken in a startling brawl, and that everyone was to blame for the love and hip-hop. Of course, the photographers couldn't get enough of it too. It wasn't just another plot point. This was the kind of feud. The drama was bigger than anything the show had ever seen. And you could guarantee that the producers of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta were grinning broadly. Everyone was watching reality TV, but the real question was if these two could ever mend their broken friendship, or if it was irreparable. If you thought the drama ended with the shocking supper, the fallout of that fierce altercation wasn't limited to the dinner table. It turned into a full-fledged media frenzy. And believe me, this is where things become even more bizarre. Bro, honey, you're in for a crazy ride. Fans and celebrities alike were ablaze with speculations and predictions regarding the future of their careers following Rasheeda and Yandy's violent altercation. But if you thought the world would just go on, think again. The fallout was not beginning, and it was unsightly. What transpired after that notorious night when Yandy's wig was knocked out of position and Rasheeda smashed her glass on the table? The emotions were quick, and let's just say that nobody could stop talking. Regarding it, the tabloids exploded over the next few days with all sorts of conjecture, ranging from crazy guesses about what actually transpired in those pivotal moments, to alleged hidden signals in Rasheeda's and Yandy's social media posts. Fans and industry experts all voiced their opinions just before the battle, but let's start by discussing the public's emotions, which, believe me, were priceless. Some fans were devastated, while others were completely divided. Rasheeda was always the one keeping things together, so they couldn't believe that two strong women who had endured so much together could let it all come apart over something so trivial. Oh, And you couldn't be more mistaken if you thought the fans were simply discussing this on Twitter. Other celebrities also began to weigh in, with some taking sides. And when celebrities get involved, things only become uglier. Tamar Braxton, who never holds back when speaking her views, fired out a tweet that many assumed was directed at the turmoil, while K. Michelle, who is no stranger to drama, tweeted cryptic remarks about loyalty and treachery. It's sometimes necessary to cut ties with individuals who don't care about you. Was that Rasheeda and Yandy? Who knows? But the timing couldn't be better. Let's now discuss what everyone westerly worried, how this would affect their careers. Given that the altercation was more than simply a public spectacle, it was a turning point in both women's careers. In the world of reality TV, such incidents have the power to make or break a celebrity. Rasheeda's situation was complicated. While she was always the fan favorite, the business magnate, and the established queen, the battle had left some of them with a bad taste in their mouths. It was uncertain how the aftermath would affect either of them. If she lost the support of her fan base, it might have a major impact on her career. You see, Rasheeda doesn't just act out of frustration and rage. She has been nursing hatred for far too long. She has her own boutique, several enterprises, and a full line of cosmetics, so she makes money from her love and hip-hop appearances. She didn't need any bad press, even though she had every right to defend herself. Despite being one of the primary faces of love and hip-hop, Yandy's career could also suffer greatly because of the poor optics. Was she too hasty to respond in fury? Or could this be the beginning of the end for her? After the fight, Atlanta's reputation took a severe hit, as viewers of the show quickly called her out for being dishonest and disloyal. In the world of reality TV, that's a huge issue. She might be able to get back on her feet, but it would take some severe damage control. Perhaps an apology to Rasheeda. Perhaps a public declaration that everything was exaggerated. But the real question is, would people trust her? There was a noticeable lack of confidence in her motives. Additionally, she might be written off as the antagonist in the story if she didn't confront the rumors head-on. After all, in the world of reality TV, if you don't play the game correctly, the audience will quickly turn against you. What about the future of their friendship? Well, at this point, it didn't seem probable that things would be resolved anytime soon. After that type of public humiliation, you can't just go back to being best friends. Despite the rumors that nobody was holding their breath for a possible reunion, the treachery had been exposed, the trust had been broken, and with both women's egos on the line, having a meaningful talk appeared nearly impossible. Now that the dust has barely fallen from Rasheeda and Yandy's tumultuous dinner altercation. But don't be fooled. The long-term consequences are only beginning to materialize and will be far worse than anyone could have predicted. When a public altercation like this occurs, there are. However, let's face it, this isn't one of those circumstances where a single public altercation may have tremendous effects that echo. There are always some who say, "Oh, it'll blow over," via the professional relationships and possibilities of both women. Next, let's explore the turbulent waters of their careers and the potentially explosive outcomes of this now famous altercation for many fans and business insiders. Rasheeda and Yandy's reputations have been irreparably damaged. The hashtag #LoyaltyISA was popular for weeks, but it wasn't simply about their devotion to one another. Rasheeda, the previously invincible business magnate and fan favorite, now faces the negative aspects of fame after being criticized for her activities. At first, supporters were ready to defend her, claiming that she was merely defending herself. But after the information about her relationship with Yandy surfaced, The initial outpouring of sympathy started to fade. Was she too impatient to snap? Could she have handled the matter more tactfully? Questions that are now being asked everywhere. And regrettably, no amount of damage control can undo that first altercation. Rasheeda's reputation was established as the mature, level-headed celebrity who balanced family obligations, business and celebrity. But this new side of her isn't as attractive. And let's speak about Yandy's image, shall we? She went from being the golden queen of Atlanta hip-hop and love to the antagonist in this drama in the blink of an eye. People were saying things like, "I never trusted her." After the fight, many fans turned on Yandy like a pack of wolves. And I can now understand why the suspicions about her being shady were more than just hearsay. Were already accepted as true by many followers. But here's the thing. Yandy has experienced this before. She has no problem with public controversy and has always emerged stronger. Could this be another setback that she will recover from the fact that Yandy is an expert at handling her image? However, the million-dollar question is whether she will be able to persuade her devoted followers that she is not the traitor they are accusing her of. The verdict is still pending. So what are the repercussions of this enormous fallout? Well, it goes beyond bruised feelings and public humiliation. There is a commercial aspect to this that is considerably more significant for Rasheeda. Her economic empire is in jeopardy. Sure, she has the boutique, beauty products, and all of her other endeavors. But will her fan base still purchase her products after this fiasco? If they believe she can't be trusted, you understand that in the reality TV industry, if you lose the audience's trust, you lose the brand. Could this seriously hurt her business? Remember that Rasheeda is more than simply a reality star. An entrepreneur with genuine stakes. This incident may cause her to lose favor with investors, clients, and possible partners. Yandy's brand may suffer even more severe harm as she lacks in the same degree of Rasheeda, has established herself as a reality star, manager, and even philanthropist through her business empire. Even make appearances on other reality shows. Sure, she can still earn money from appearances, but how long will that last after a public altercation with one of the show's most adored stars? Will fans want to keep watching her if they? Rasheeda has always stressed that both women have family and loved ones who will be impacted by this. So let's not overlook the personal repercussions. Don't trust her. There is a big issue that hangs over her head. Her relationship with her husband Kirk Frost may have been strained as a result of this public confrontation, which could have an impact on their family dynamic and how the controversy would affect their children. Rasheeda now has to deal with these serious issues, and she is under a lot of strain to manage her private life while dealing with this public turmoil. As for Yandy, let's just say that her ties with the Love and Hip Hop cast and crew, to put it mildly, Atlanta has been tense. Friends and co-stars who used to be close to her are suddenly on edge, not knowing whether to stand by her side or keep their distance. It's a lonely place, and you can bet that her personal life is also being negatively impacted by this fallout. Now, let's discuss the legal ramifications of this. Yes, you read correctly. Reality TV isn't always enjoyable, and occasionally these circumstances may get ugly. Although we haven't seen any official charges yet, it's not impossible that one or more lawsuits may be in the works. After all, when people are on a big TV show, emotions run high and things can get physical. Although we're not claiming it will happen, both of them could be subject to legal repercussions from the altercation. Could Rasheeda file a lawsuit for assault or defamation? Could Yandy pursue Rasheeda for emotional distress or another claim? However, it wouldn't be astonishing if this situation worsened in ways we haven't even anticipated yet. As for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta's future, that's also up in the air. If following this altercation, it's obvious that the program is going to take a drastic turn. Shift toward even more drama, treachery, and backstabbing. Will viewers stick around? They obviously love this kind of show. But will the dynamic of the program shift in the absence of Rasheeda and Yandy's friendship? Undoubtedly, the viewers adore their connection, loyalty, and willingness to be honest with one another. Who knows if the show will be able to recreate that energy now that it's gone? But one thing is for sure, the ramifications from this incident will be scattered throughout the Love and Hip Hop franchise, leaving the creators of the show frantically trying to decide how to proceed with this scandalous disaster. Additionally, the public is not finished with this. Social media is still ablaze with memes, responses, and never-ending discussion on the issue. Fans are waiting for the next major reveal and are engrossed in every new information that is revealed. It's like watching a car. You can't stop staring at it. Will additional secrets be revealed? Will Rasheeda and Yandy reconcile? Will another cast member reveal more tea? Anything may happen at this moment. What do you think will happen? Ever get back together? Or has their friendship been permanently destroyed? Do you think this is just another hip-hop and love show? Or is the fallout actually as severe as it seems? Please share your opinions in the comments section below, as we must hear your thoughts on this crazy scenario. And if you haven't already, please press the subscribe button. We're covering the most recent scandals, drama, and rumor as they arise. And I promise you won't want to miss a moment of it. Your notifications to be the first to know when we release the next incredible tale. If you're enjoying the drama, don't forget to like this video and tell your friends about it to understand the true situation. With, after all, Rasheeda and Yandy are here to tell you the truth. Regardless of how chaotic it becomes, pay attention, and we'll see you at the next one. Examine even more startling information. I would hate to miss it.